Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is RED DISSECTION. I'm breaking down Manchester United historic victory against Liverpool at Old Trafford in the FA Cup quarterfinals. United are through to the semi-final and we are going to Wembley. It was a true classic, a roller coaster of a match, ups and downs. I think for the first 35 minutes or 30 minutes, United played really out of their skin, really unexpected, the kind of energy and enthusiasm they showed, even quality on the ball. Menu was excellent. The wingers were trying to stretch the Liverpool defense. Holland was still in the game. I think he was dominant against Van Dijk, but still he was doing his part. And they were moving the ball fast. They were aggressive in terms of tackling, in terms of getting back the possession from Liverpool, and it was a completely dominant performance until then. Liverpool didn't create too many chances, and they were kept at bay for large part of that period. They got a jammy goal with Rashford switching off, and that is a problem with Manchester United players switching off and providing Liverpool space between the lines so they can obviously slip passes into that space and then utilize their midfielders to bomb forward. This time it was Konza as a right centre back who skipped past Marcus Rashford like he wasn't even there, entered the box without any opposition, played a square pass to Darwin Nunez without any resistance, and then McAllister had a free shot in the box without any player near him. The three defenders just looking and staring at him. And of course, Onana made a complete howler of that save. And soon after, it was Bruno again, who was, so easily pushed off the ball. He was crying, remonstrating, but the ref didn't care. He also got a yellow card, Bruno. Eventually, that move led to Darwin Nunez having a shot at the goal, and then Onana again parrying it straight in the middle of the 6 yard box. Unguarded, uncovered Mohamed Salah, and he scored like he usually does at Old Trafford. And that was how United went to the hub, embarrassingly behind a goal after playing some decent football. The second half was a different story. Liverpool completely dominated the play. It was men against the boys. United were losing hope. They were completely devoid of any kind of energy. They looked tired. They weren't running. Rashford, Bruno, all the usual suspects were doing their thing. Eric Ten Hag brought on Anthony and Ahmad, and that made a difference. Anthony scored from his right foot. That doesn't happen ever. So that was a surprise even for Liverpool, and that jolted them. And then Rashford had the golden opportunity to seal the deal and just dump Liverpool out in regulation time. But of course, he didn't finish. He didn't even hit the target. And we went to the extra time, and United was still. I think they were playing well with the infusion of energy by Ahmad, especially, and Anthony. The game changed, but Liverpool got a jammy goal again from Harvey Elliott. Against we lost the ball in the final third of our own patch of grass, and then it led to Harvey Elliott being free and taking his shot, and again led in a howler. I thought that was a clanger again. He should have saved that, but he didn't. But the story wasn't finished. Marcus Rashford got his goal again. Great pressing from Amad Diallo, who won the ball. Then McTominay almost cramping up gave a assist to Rashford, who finished it well. And then it was the Ahmad and Garnacho show. Last minute of the match, 121st minute. And Ahmad again winning the ball at the edge of our own box because Liverpool had a corner from Harvey Elliott, then just giving it to Garnacho with Conor Bradley, the only defender back for Liverpool, and we were 2-on-1. I thought Garnacho's pass was slightly underhit and it made the shot difficult for Ahmad, but he scored a wonderful goal. Gallagher had a good game, but it was Ahmad's story to be written, and the star boy finally got his moment. Obviously, he got a second yellow card, which I don't understand. That is a stupid rule. I mean, he was still wearing an undershirt, so I don't understand how that should be considered some kind of offensive gesture. I don't. I'm baffled by that. Of course, he'll not miss the semi-final. He'll miss the Brentford game. Those are not competition specific. These red cards. He got his moment, and United showed spirit. United showed fight, and that's more than we have seen all through the season. So that is something to be proud of. So the players should be proud of themselves. Manager should be proud of the fact that he took a lot of risk. We were only playing with two defenders, Dalo and Maguire. He took off Varane even within the first 90 minutes. So that was a bold move. Bruno was playing as centre back. Anthony was playing as left back. And we went 1-on-1 with the Liverpool team. Of course, they were suffering slightly because of the Europa League game. and they will look completely knackered. But United looked fresh even in the dying moments of the match. Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad, all were fighting for the ball. Even Bruno and Eriksen playing deep. They took the leadership mantle and provided that kind of calmness on the ball, which we seldom see from, especially from Bruno. So that was good to see. Coming to statistic, of course, possession was 50% for Liverpool, but I thought that was slightly more skewed in favor of Liverpool in the second half. Of course, in the extra time, I thought United managed it well. They kept the ball well with Bruno playing as a centre back and Eriksen playing as a deep line playmaker. I thought we were able to keep the ball well, so that's why our possession went up to 42%. And but we are still conceding too many shots for my liking. I mean, they had like 18 shots in our box. We also had similar number in terms of shots, but this happens for us every match day, and that is a big worry. And of course, our defense is playing decently. They're not getting stupid yellow cards or red cards, so that's a good thing. But we are giving easy access to our box and our goal, and the oppositions are having far too many shots for my liking. So that's a big worrying start, and that we have to correct that and address that. Apart from that, I thought Liverpool wasted a lot of opportunities. I won't say clear chances, but opportunities on the counter attack, 2-on-1 or 4-on-3 or 4-on-2, and but we showed resilience, and that goes a long way in securing these kind of close fought matches. And that is the thing that makes a difference in the end. United were deserved winners and are in the semi-final against Coventry City, so that's a bonus. But of course, we know that any team going to the semi-final will fight for it. Coventry played a good game against Wolves. That'll be a tough fixture, but of course, it's not Manchester City. We could have faced them. If you have to win the trophy, you have to beat the best, and even if they are not in the semi-final against us, if they win against Chelsea, they'll be in the final. So we have an opportunity for redemption. The last year FA Cup final, we couldn't stop them from the treble. This time they might be repeating that. So it'll be in our hands if we are able to get past Coventry. So we might have that opportunity to redeem ourselves for last season, and we are looking forward to that. Coming to player rating, I thought Onana, he doesn't have any quality in terms of shot stopping. I mean, every goal I could point out, a degree of error on his part. And I think every goal could have been saved either on the first save or on the rebound. Onana was culpable for all three goals, or partly so. So not a good game for Onana. Thiago Dalot has been the player of the season. He's been the most consistent player. Apart from one of iffy games, I thought he's been consistent. Today he was exceptional. He was heroic. I saw a leader in him, the kind of aggression he showed. And certainly his defending has improved so much. Against Luis Diaz, he was right up there, going in for 50-50 tackles. I was completely surprised by his level of physicality against the likes of Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez. That's a good thing to see, and certainly his game seems to be going, but he has to show this consistently. I think it cannot be a purple patch for a month or 2 months, and he has to last this season. I think he's been a success story, if there is one, for this season, and long may it continue. Victor Lindelof also had a decent game. Liverpool didn't have much. In terms of defense, we were all right. It was a midfield that was a problem. Of course, our forwards gave up in the middle of the second half, and the changes that were made, especially with Antony and Ahmad, that had a big part to play in us winning the game. I thought Victor Lindelof didn't commit any kind of major mistake. He was good on the ball, decent on the ball, and I thought his partnership with Varane looked good. I think Harry Maguire might come back into the team since he's fit now. I think Lindelof did a good job in his stead, and of course provided that kind of versatility playing at left back even in this game. That's another string to his bow, and he did well in this game. Wan-Bissaka was exceptional. I thought he was stellar. He kept Salah quiet all through the match, and obviously he ran out of steam because he hasn't played for the last 2 months. But he looked so comfortable on that left flank. He was aggressive in the tackle. Of course, we know his spider tackles. He was exceptional there as well. On the ball, in terms of his close control and dribbling ability, we know that he's quite capable. His passing is something that's a big problem, but he wasn't involved in that kind of attacking plays in the forward areas anyway, because we usually play with Dalo on the other side if you have to provide that kind of thrust from the flank. It's the left side that is the dominant one, but I thought Wan-Bissaka did an exceptional job on Salah. Kobe Mainoo was exceptional. I thought he was truly the standout player in the first 30-35 minutes. He was running the show, getting past players easily, trying the La Coqueta, lane changes and everything. He was exceptional. He's so talented when he is on his game. I thought in the second half he kind of drifted, and he was finally substituted, and Ericsson was brought on. Obviously, he's still a young player. He has to physically mature more, but we can see what kind of a prospect we have, world class prospect, I'd say. And he just needs more time and patience and guidance of somebody like Casemiro and even the likes of Ericsson, who sadly help him a lot along his journey. Scott McTominay scored a good goal, but then he completely vanished for the next 80 minutes. But I have to give him credit for the fact that he came back into the game, and in the extra time he had, he found some sort of extra energy, some sort of extra cylinder of thrust, and ran hard, defended well. He's provided the assist for the third goal. It was his clearance on the final goal on the Liverpool corner, and then from there we know the rest is history. Contributions were quite vital. He scored a goal, gave an assist, and made a world class clearance in the final minute that led to the eventual winner. So a good game for McTominay. Alejandro Garnacho had a stellar game. If it weren't for the Ahmad winner and the kind of impact Ahmad made, I think Garnacho would be the standout candidate for the man of the match position. I thought he was relentless. The deeper we went into the game, he shone more bright. His performance elevated to another degree. I thought his commitment to the cause, his aggression, his running ability, his fitness. There was some information that we got that he hadn't trained for major part of this week because of some hamstring niggle. But he didn't look like he hadn't trained, and he was running all out even till the last minute. Of course, he gave that assist for the last goal. So I thought it was an exceptional performance from Garnacho. Bruno Fernandes had a terrible game for the first 80 minutes. He was again to his petulant worst that we see so often. He gave away the ball for the second goal and kept on demonstrating, got the yellow card. Of course, Liverpool got the lead before half time. He lacks that kind of leadership that we seem to be completely devoid of in the squad. But I have to give him credit. In the dying embers of the game, when we went hell for leather, literally putting all our eggs in one basket and raise the stakes, playing with only Maguire and Dalot as two defenders. And Bruno played in the centre back position. I thought he did really well. He controlled the game from there. Him and Ericsson had a complete grip over the match. As a one-off, he showed that he had some sort of leadership ability. He even looked injured right at the end, but still kept on pushing in the extra time. So a huge credit to him. I think him and Rashford, they contributed a great to this victory, but we both know that there is no future with them and they have to be moved on. But for this game, especially for the last 30 minutes, he deserves good scores. Marcus Rashford was Marcus Rashford. For first 20 minutes, he was bright. Then he went missing. He gave Kwanzaa an easy way out and hardly put in any kind of tackle and even effort to stop him. And he breezed past him, and of course, that led to the first goal. It was a terrible mistake, and a mistake that we see so often from Marcus Rashford. He can't be bothered. But it was his second half performance, and especially that final 30 minutes. Could have won it in the regulation time. He missed a great opportunity, but that was good movement from him that we have seen from him in that position of number 9. I thought he was better in that number 9 position. He was a threat and complete nuisance to the likes of Van Dijk, who had a supreme game against Hoyland. He kept him in his pocket and got a harsh lesson to Hoyland, but I thought Rashford rattled him with his pace and eventually got the rewards for his efforts and got that goal. I thought he elevated his game in the last 30 minutes also, and that's the Rashford that we saw probably under Ole in his second season. I think he will take confidence for this. Of course, in the long run, we know that he's not good enough for this match, especially for the 30 minute. He deserves all the plaudits he gets. Holland started off well. I thought for the first 10-20 minutes he was decent, but it was clear that he wasn't match fit. He looked jaded. He looked tired. He lacked strength. And Van Dijk had a completely dominant performance against him. But there are extenuating circumstances, and he was still if and go till Saturday. So in terms of his effort, we can't doubt that. We can't fault that. But there was lack of quality on this occasion. But we can excuse his performance. It is a win after all, and we know that he'll get better. We have seen for the last 2 months that he can, when he gets into form and into the run of things, he can score goals, and we'll need him for the rest of the season. Substitution, of course, Anthony was brought in the 70th minute. I thought he changed the game. Him and Ahmad were exceptional. Obviously, his goal, but apart of course, his goal on his right foot was a complete shocker, even for Liverpool. I don't think even in the wildest dream they could have imagined Anthony would score on his right foot from that angle. That was an exceptional goal, good finish, smart finish. And even his overall game, I thought he made a huge difference. All through the extra minute, I was just egging the players to get the ball to Anthony and Ahmad and let free pedal Liverpool, and he certainly made a huge difference. He also played in the left back position in the extra time, so that is another string to his bow. I thought he had sacrificed a lot for the team. His confidence will take a huge shot and boost from this performance and that goal, and this ending in a historic victory will certainly help him along his journey at this club. Maguire came in for Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, I thought Maguire did well. He was dominant in the air. Also went up for set pieces, and even in open play, he was bombing on forward, trying to get those knockdowns across the goal. For the likes of Rashford and Anthony, he was calm on the ball. In the air, he was completely dominant. He was dominant physically in both boxes, and I thought it was a good performance from Harry Maguire. Christian Eriksen came on in late, around the 80th minute, and he also contributed a lot with calmness on the ball. Obviously, he made this stupendous lob through ball for Rashford in the 90th minute that he could have finished and ended the game right there. But I thought even in the extra time he looked great on the ball. Of course, we know physically he cannot compete day in day out in Premier League. There is no future with him. But on this day, I thought he contributed and changed the tide in favor of Manchester United. Amad Diallo was a true vision. He is the man of the match. From the very moment that he came on the pitch, he looked like a man possessed. He was running around, getting to tackles, winning the ball back, and he got a yellow card which he didn't deserve. And it looked like that he was on a mission. And obviously, we can plan, and he might plan, but Allah is the better planner. He was fasting in Ramadan, and Allah had planned for him to get that moment that will last his life, and obviously will go down in history books, especially for the lore of Manchester United. It was an exceptional performance, even for that 30 minutes. I'll give the man of the match trophy to him. His whole demeanor, his commitment, his aggression, his pressing. He got the turnover for the third goal. Of course, the fourth goal, he got the turnover. He got the ball from Harvey Elliott, and of course gave it to Garnacho, and then that world-class finish. That's the only spot on the goal that he could have scored. Kelleher had no chance. It was timed perfectly. It wasn't a rocket, but it was timed perfectly into the corner, and that was a truly fantastic moment, a moment that could define Ahmad's journey and Ahmad's career at Old Trafford. Mason Mount came on late. I didn't see him much. Of course, he brought energy that he usually does in terms of pressing their defense. We went 1-on-1 all throughout the pitch, and he brought much needed energy into that midfield. He doesn't offer too much in terms of quality, and he doesn't come into the starting lineup. I don't think he's even good enough for the bench. But because this is such a great occasion, we'll let it slide. But since he's back fit, we hope to see more for him till the end of the season and contribute to our push for that fifth or fourth position and that Champions League spot, and of course our journey in the FA Cup. I thought Eric Ten Hag for the first 30 minutes and for the last 40 minutes was exceptional. I thought in the first half we were completely dominant. We were playing the kind of football that we had hoped when he first signed for us, and we were looking at a completely different team. We were aggressive, but I thought we suffered from the same kind of mistakes and same kind of lapses that we have seen all through the season, all throughout the season, and that is also down to the manager. He makes the same kind of mistakes. He sticks with the same players. Eventually, in this match, it worked for him, but more often than not, it won't. With the likes of Bruno and Rashford, they are not reliable. They are not good enough for this club. Certainly not consistent enough. So that's on him as well. But his substitutions later on, his bravery and his gumption for the cause in terms of going 1-on-1 all throughout the pitch and only playing with Maguire and Dalot as recognized defenders, that was a brave move, a risky move, but it paid off. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. And it certainly played out like that. He is completely frozen out, Ahmad, and it happens to be him that got him this victory. So I'm a little split over that because he only brought on Ahmad for the last 5 minutes in regulation time. So it wasn't like he had designed or he had planned for that. But eventually, it worked in favor of Manchester United. And that was his call, so we have to give him credit for that. I think this is the highest rating that he's gotten from me since I've started doing this, and I'm not really confident that he'll get another rating like this for the rest of the season. But we'll wait and see. Inshallah, we can. If he has to go, then he can get that FA Cup and that Champions League spot, and then just move on from us and leave us in a good position so that the next manager, somebody who actually deserves the spot, can move us forward. I've been supporting United since '04, since Rooney joined the club, and this has to be the best game that I have watched. Just for the sheer drama, just for the fact that we were completely out on our feet in terms of hope in our hearts in that second half, and Liverpool were constantly counter-attacking us, constantly moving the ball about, taking the absolute mick out of the fans, out of the players, out of the team, out of the club. The fans were absolutely chaotic and raucous, which you would expect, the 9,000 of them. But the way Ahmad shut them all up was truly spectacular. And of course, Ramadan is going on, and it was a truly blessed occasion. He was fasting, as he told the interviewer, and that is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he got that winner, and long may it continue. This could be a step at redemption for a lot of parts in this machine, but I don't think this exonerates Ten Hag of any of the criticism that has been leveled against him. I think the question mark are still rife, still fresh, and still poignant, and still correct. And the cracks within the team, the cracks within the structure and the football philosophy are still there, and this win cannot paper it. But of course, as an occasion, this is historic, this is spectacular. It will be remembered for a long time to come, and this will go down as one of the glorious chapters in a mutual rivalry with Liverpool. And it was truly a spectacular occasion. Coming down from that will take time, but we have enough time for the next 2 weeks with international break. We'll try to finish our season in the Red Resurrection series on EAFC Career Mode. Please join us for that. We are actually going for the quadruple that Liverpool can only hope for, and inshallah, we'll get this in the upcoming episodes. So please join us for that. Until then, take care, do good, pray for Palestinians and all the oppressed people, and may Allah bless us in this sacred month with forgiveness and His mercy. Assalamu alaikum.